Hey Flyers, MC here. Wanted to give you my update number 2 on this LX Models F-22 twin 70mm EDF. And so let's get started with this update as to what I've done to it and what I've accomplished. First and foremost, I finished with the doors. These are the doors here, and I put servos in the doors here instead of the string that would come across here. I put the servos in here so that I could open up those manually. I was thinking of putting it with a sequencer, but I can't find a sequencer for it right now just yet. But I'm still looking, and so that is complete. Also, not only is it for the mains here, but also for the front. I have the door here is completed. And I also have the retracts that are in there also, that's in there on the nose steer. And I also have the nose retract is in there, and it's in place as well. Also, I have this is the bottom half of the airplane, but I also have the thrust vector nozzles are in. They're not adjusted just yet, but they are in. I have them in spot along with the elevator servos. They're glued in also. One of the things I wanted to share with you guys about this airplane is that the Gorilla Glue really works well with this airplane. I'm using, this is the short sticks of the Gorilla Glue, but I found that this Gorilla Glue really works very well. Now I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not being sponsored by Gorilla Glue. I'm not getting paid by Gorilla Glue or nothing like that. I'm just telling you a product that really works very well, and that is the Gorilla glue sticks. So if you choose to get this airplane and this kit, I highly recommend that you use the Gorilla glue sticks. They work extremely well for this airplane. It's absolutely amazing as to how well it works. Now, let's get on to the top section of this airplane. And if you notice, I got a lot of stuff on here. First of all, I got my FMS twin 70mm EDF units in here. I also have my Gooniac afterburners. Thank you so much, Mr. Ray, for getting these out to me. I really appreciate it. They work perfectly, and thank you for your instructions on how to get those to work. They work fine. Appreciate it very much. Also, I have my flaps are installed, and also my leading edge slats. I have them on one channel, so if you notice here, they're together. So I did that. You can do this with 2 servos, but I chose not to do it with 2 servos just to save a little bit of time. You can do it with 2 servos if you wanted to. Maybe you could put one of them down here and then have the other one up here or something like that. This airplane also came with bell cranks on it so that you would have your ailerons moving with your elevators. And I chose not to do it that way. I wanted to do it this way here, where I have the aileron separate and also have the flaps and the elevator separate as well. And I also wanted to show you my ball links that I have on here. So I put ball links all the way around on all of my control surfaces. These are the free wing ball links. They are the 1.2 millimeter ball links that I put on here. I put them on my thrust vector. I put them on my ailerons, and I'm also on my flaps and my leading edge slats. And they're also going to be on my rudder here. As you can see right here, this is my rudder. The ball link is on there. And also I have them on ready and set for my elevator. So I have my ball links all the way around on this airplane. And I'm quite sure that that's going to make it move a lot smoother. I did not use the ball links on the doors, but I did use them on everything else and all of my other control surfaces. Now, if you notice my retracts here, I'm using the Free Wing SU-35, I think it is, retracts for the mains here. And they fit perfectly inside here. If you notice, I put a little bit of I put some spacers in here, so wood block spacers in there to raise it up. And then I cut some foam and fitted it in onto the sides here to fit the onto the retract. So it's a nice box setup here, and I got that in there like that. Also, another thing about this airplane is that it did not come. If you notice, it doesn't have a spar in it. So I added a spar to this airplane. It comes out to about here. If you notice where it comes out to about here, and I've glued it in, hot glued it in. And I've also used this spar to hold my ESCs like this. And I separated my ESCs because when they were right here together, they would be too close to each other. So I wanted to give them a little bit of space and a little bit more cooling. So this shouldn't, I had it like this on the previous airplane, and it never, the ESCs never got hot. They stayed nice and cool. I could fly it all day without the ESCs getting even close to warm. And so I decided to do it like this again because it was a better setup. I didn't feel comfortable with the two of them being so close to each other like that. So that gave them a little bit of space there. But that spar is my resting place for it. And if you notice the glue that came up in here, I hot glued the whole entire wing down, and it is solid. So that is in place. I have the majority of my wires running up and then to the center here and then into the center part here. My wires are kind of long, but that's going to be my gathering spot right there where I'm going to gather up the vast majority of my wires at. I'm going to zip tie them down right up in here so that they'll be out of the way because the battery is going to come up into here. If you notice, I've hollowed this out just a little bit and fitted my battery so that my battery would fit up into there perfectly. I had to, order a lot of stuff and then wait for it to come in. Like I honed out this little section right here where my battery is going to come up into here. This is where it's going to stop. And if you notice here, I got more wires coming up through here. This is going to be a holding area right up underneath here for my wires. As my wires come up through here, I'm going to put some. I'm going to get some of those really, really big, thick straws. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut them and fit them into here and then place them and glue them in place right here so that they're going to cover over the wires here so that they're not going to be a problem there. Another thing I've decided to do, if you notice, all of my servos, the wires are going to come right up to the servos here. So that's going to be my gathering point for all of my wires so that if ever I need to change out a servo or two or something like that, I can still do it. I can still get to those servos and pull them out if I need to and still be able to replace them if that ever happens. And you guys already know the servos aren't going to last forever. They're going to wear out eventually. And so it's just a matter of time when they do. And if they do, I will have a way to get into there and get them out and change them out if I need to. So that's the vast majority of it. The last thing I have left to do is I'm going to run another trench from here to over here for my lights. And I'm going to have that set for my lights. I'm going to put some lights on there. And everything else is just going to be connecting everything up. And once I get these lights ran from here to over here, then everything will be set. And then I could button everything up, close everything down and get it to work. So this is MC, and this is the LX Models twin F-22. And so I hope you guys, thank you for your patience with it. Nobody's ever said anything else about it, but thank you for your patience. This is a really, really big airplane. It's a good size airplane, and it's also quite heavy considering, but I think that it's going to fly extremely well, and I'm looking forward to flying it. Hopefully I could get it all finished before the end of this month, so that I could put this baby into the air and maiden it. And hopefully I'll have somebody that can videotape the maiden flight of this airplane. So thank you for watching, and thank you for all of your comments that you've made about this airplane and the setup of it. And if you decide to have one of these airplanes or to get this kit, I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. Another thing that I did to this airplane, I put several coats of clear coat on this airplane as well. And I painted in all of the markings where the decals were going to go. That's paint. This is paint on, let me turn this over. Get that. Got my rudders just about ready to glue in. I just got a couple more things I need to do for that. But this is all paint. This is paint. This is paint on the thrust vectors here. This is paint. All that's paint. All of this is paint. And that took the longest amount of time because I tried to do it in the wintertime, and it was a little bit on the cool side this past winter, and that kind of threw a monkey wrench into my painting that I wanted to do, because the fact that I was depending upon it being a warm summer a warm winter this winter, and lo and behold, it wasn't all that warm. It was a little bit on the cool side, which was a big surprise. So now that we've come into the summer months, all of my painting is finished with this, and now it's just a matter of putting this back together again and finishing it up. So thank you for viewing this, and let me know what you think about it. All right. Talk to you later. MC out.